Release. Just yes, it's working. Okay, my name is Jakub Jurovec and I work for Komerční banka. And today I would like to share with you our RPA story. And I would like to share with you how we implement robots in our front office. Yes. In KB, we started with automation about 4 years ago, and today we have centralized model. So it's one team which is responsible for automation in our company. We have agile team, and we are in DevOps mode. We do everything from analysis, development, testing. We already run the robots. We have even the IT infrastructure. Some part of them is under our responsibility, and we take care of it. We also have a second and third level user support. Our team has 12 members. It's, as I said, fully agile team, and it's run in DevOps mode. Today, we run 20 backend or back office processes and 5 front-end processes. I am responsible for how we design the RPA platform. And today, here is with us, but on mute, Pavel Tužel, which is our product owner. He is responsible for priorities and what we do. This is our short RPA history. We started in 2016, actually, with some proof of concept. But the real production processes has been implemented in 2017 and runs from 2018. When we started with back office processes, we started to think how we can extend the automation to front office. It's almost 2 years when we was here at this community meeting, and NEOOPS showed us on TrustPortal, which was the platform. It will be presented during my presentation and later today. And this brings a lot of ideas to our automation. And later in 2018, we started really think how to do it, how to bring front office automation to our employees in the first line. Later in 2018, we ran the selection process. We were evaluating many tools on the market. One of them was the Blue Prism, UiPath, or Automation Anywhere. After the very careful selection, we chose the Blue Prism, or we stayed with Blue Prism, even for the front office automation, and we decided to implement the TrustPortal. During last year, we implemented all necessary things, and in September last year, we started a pilot. The pilot runs, we ran the pilot till January, and from the January, we are in the full operation with almost 3,000 users at this moment. Everything starts very well, but during last 2 weeks, our front office automation, it's I don't want to say on hold, but the amount of users is decreasing because of the coronavirus situation. And at this moment, we were ramping up every day to double numbers, and now it's going down. So we hope the situation will end very soon, and our front office automation will ramp up again. So it's the brief history of RPA in KB. And in the next slides, I would like to focus more on TrustPortal and front office automation. When we started with front office automation, we have many ideas, many how to do it. We have some expectation what we need. The main things was from the business side was faster processing. We expect that when we will implement the robots in front office, we will process everything faster. We wanted also simplify process of sales, because now the users has to know many of screens in applications, and we wanted to simplify that. You can see it later on. I have some video from the process that now users enters only few information on one simple screen instead of filling up tens of screens. Next expectation was that during the processing by robots, we will save some time for front office employees to talk with clients, to make a better relationship with them, or sell more. And one of the expectation or requirement was that the tool we choose must be easy to use for user. We didn't want to teach the users how to use tool for automation. There were some non-functional requirements. We needed a tool that we can implement quite fast. We needed some tool that's secure, and of course we were looking for some positive business case for our automations. So what we choose for front office automation? We choose Blue Prism and TrustPortal. Combination of these tools. Currently, we are running on mostly on the newest versions. We run on a 6.6 Trust version of the Blue Prism and the latest version of TrustPortal. Both of these tools runs on our premises. We do not use any public clouds or some external services. Everything is running on our servers in our data centers here in Prague. Why we choose the Blue Prism and TrustPortal against other tools? One of the reasons was that TrustPortal has a simple web interface for end users. It's later you can see the TrustPortal and you will see it's a really simple tool. The next reason why we choose TrustPortal was that or Blue Prism, that we can reuse our back office automations, or part of them. Some of the components can be reused. We didn't need to learn anything new. We have a security reasons why we choose this kind of tools. One of them was that when we put the automation to the, let's say, to unassisted mode, we have exact control what did the user and what did the robot. It was one of the security requirements from our security guys, that we need to distinguish which operation in our system has been done by automated script or by human. The advantage of the TrustPortal is that you don't need developers to learn another technology. It's done in Blue Prism. You can design the forms in Blue Prism, so it's easier to learn developers this technology. Of course, you still need to learn them how the TrustPortal works. And the last and not the least, the things why we choose this solution was the price. In our case, the price for this tool was comparable with another tools. So with other advantages, like I mentioned before. So this was the winner for our selection. So what we implemented, I already mentioned that we implemented, we ran 5 front-end processes at this moment. 2 of them, or one of them, is process that we orders business cards for our employees through this process. Our bank prints hundreds of thousands business cards each year, and the process we had for ordering business cards and stuff around this was quite complicated. Our users used 3 different systems, and process was quite long and not simple. Last year we ran already request for proposal from vendors, and during this selection process, who will print the business cards, we got a great offer from one of vendors. The price for the printing was really cheap, but this vendor has no systems we could integrate with our systems. So the decision from this selection was that we will print the business cards with cheap vendor, but we will need something what will integrate our systems to their, or they had only simple web shop at that time. So we implemented the process and we used the TrustPortal, Blue Prism, and we put everything together and we created nice process where we orders business cards in one simple form. And this was the showcase for everyone in the bank that the robots can work and how they work. It was the first process we learned, so our developers teach on this and learned on this process a lot. And the nicest thing was that this process has a nice business case, and the return on the investment was only in 6 months. So today we are this process runs at this moment for started in pilot in September, so it will be paid in a few days, I think. Okay, so this was the first process we developed, and I will not show you the details of this process because this process is pretty small. It's just kind of the demo process. The main process why we use the front-end automation was account opening process. This is the main process in our bank where the clients comes to the branches and opens their current account. And this is quite complicated process that takes about 20 to 30 minutes when the front office employee enters the data into systems, and we simplify that process quite well. During last 2 months when we are in the real operation, the robot provided or created hundreds of accounts already. So it is starting, and it was we were providing more and more accounts every day till the actual health crisis. So we hope that we will start and we'll start to provide more accounts by robots every day after this situation will finish. So it's a demonstration of our process. And okay, what we learned during implementation. The implementation took around 1 year. We expected that implementation will be shorter. There were few problems we had to face during the implementation. There were three major problems. One of them was our local IT problems, let's say, because the TrustPortal is based on really state-of-the-art technologies. They use Docker, some authentications, and we actually wasn't really ready to use this brand new technologies inside the bank. So it took us a few months to prepare the infrastructure and set up all the processes, how to use these brand new technologies in the bank. So it took 3 more months than we expected. Second problem was that TrustPortal last year was really new product, and we face a lot of early problems because there were some issues we need to solve with the TrustPortal, like to integrate the TrustPortal to our enterprise systems, to our infrastructure, how to do user management in big scale. At this moment, we have more than 3,000 users in the TrustPortal, so we weren't able to do this by simple manual administration. So we needed to develop with TrustPortal some solution how to do this, and this took a big amount of time to solve all these issues. One of the positive thing was that TrustPortal is a small company, so they hear a lot of ideas from us, and many of them they implement in their product. So we were able to shape the product as we need. That was the advantage. Second or third issue we need to solve was that when you switch from the user support from, let's say, 10 users, which we support on backend processes, to 3,000 users in the front office, you need to change your support line from beginning. We built first level support, which is answering calls from our front end users, and process automation team is processing only issues on the third and second level support. Of course, we fully support the processes in pilot. And the rest of the issues is similar to any other automations. It's like you need a good analysis of the process. You need good developers who develops the automation. You need a stable systems which you use. So these are the standard issues you already face during your automations in the back office. Okay, my time seems to be over, and my presentation is over too. So if you have any questions, I would like to.
Okay, thank you, Kubo, very much for very interesting presentation about how you did implementation of TrustPortal in Komerční banka. Guys, just let me remind you that you can ask the questions during the presentation, and I have one question for you, Kuba, and the question is, how do you plan to scale this solution? What happens when there is more requests than available licenses?
Well, at this moment, we don't have this issue because we have more licenses than we need, and at this moment we calculate this very carefully. because when you have a front office automation, you are critical with response time. You need a lot of available licenses, and actually we have some plans. We expect some peaks in licenses, and we are running enough robots to handle this traffic. But we had to decide where is the limit. Each process has some capacity, and we already implemented in the TrustPortal something that will announce the user when he will wait longer than usual. So sometimes it could happen that there is no free capacity, and the users have to wait, because to cover all the peaks, it's quite expensive to have extra licenses to cover these peaks.
Okay, thank you, Kuba. There is one more question, not sure whether you can answer it. On how many Blue Prism licenses is your solution running? So how many Blue Prism licenses you have?
At this moment, we have more than 30 licenses. And this solution uses most of them. The front office automations are in our case is the front office automation takes the most of the licenses. The very good thing is that we can use the front office licenses, the same license for front office and back office. It's just the Blue Prism license. We can use it in the morning for back office processes, and during the day when the branch is opened, we dedicate these licenses for front office automation. So we utilize the licenses a little bit more than if we have separate licenses for front office and back office automation.